Welcome to the Rustcast with Celtic Coyote and Mega Mike.
How do we do?
Oh, not too bad, not too bad. Chilling in the chill zone.
Back in the chill zone,
We're
brother.
back in the chill zone. Damn.
So, we're here talking about Dev Blog number 38. We're going to make this podcast a little bit shorter and condensed, and we're going to try and go for the 10 to 15 minute mark. We're going to talk about Dev Blog 38. April the 24th. I'm sure everybody knows by now that if you own Rust console, then you get the free upgrade path. So how do you feel about that, Mike?
I think that was awesome, and I really did not see that coming there. I didn't think that's how they were gonna do it there. I didn't think that how they were gonna reward everyone that previously owned the game. Like, I think that's awesome. It's definitely
I think it's
huge plus.
amazing.
Sure.
I can't believe it. I did not think it was going to happen. I was willing to pay, dude.
Yeah. Oh yeah, everyone would have paid, right? For sure. Like, you know, once it, you know what I mean. Depending on what they were releasing, you know what I mean. It had to, like, you know, if they're releasing so many monuments or something, right? It'd twist your rubber arm a little more, right?
Yeah.
Depending on the price, but yeah, I mean, I'm really stoked about that news. That's awesome.
I know. Yeah. No, I thought that was amazing. I mean, so the dev blog continues on further. There was, so that, you know, again, that's great news, but something that concerned me slightly was right at the very end of the dev blog, right? Here we go.
Oh yeah?
The last paragraph, right? Last paragraph. That said, we do want to touch base on something we've seen a lot recently, especially with the excitement around the new gen version. There's been a wave of speculative videos being treated as fact. And while we love theory crafting, it's important to be clear when something is your own opinion versus something we've officially confirmed. When expectations are set by speculation, it can lead to confusion and frustration, and nobody wants that. That's, dude, what do you think that means?
I don't know, man. I think that's like a weird finishing statement there, honestly.
Because I was so excited, dude, and then when I finally got to the very end of the, it was like my bubble was busted.
You know, you could be disappointed. It almost sounds like.
I was like thinking, they're gonna give us they're gonna give us no vehicles, are they? We're gonna be lucky to get a bicycle, dude.
Yeah, or maybe they're just trolling us too, though. You know what I mean? Well,
I don't know what's going on.
I
there.
hope they are, because that's like, I don't know, man. I think that that would be kind of like I really think that we really do need like some form of motorized transportation in the game, right?
Yeah.
We definitely do, man. Like,
yeah.
And I would really like to get like a ground vehicle of some sort, like motorcycle, or like maybe one of those like vehicles that you can build, right? Like maybe they don't release certain components right off the hop. Like maybe you can just get like a standard vehicle and then they'll release like an armored one. You know what I'm saying? With like another update or something like. But like it'd be nice. I think something simple for them to do to give us air would just be if they just gave us a hot air balloon and parachutes. Like that would tie me over for like a month or so.
Do you know, like, do you honestly think, right? Sorry to interrupt you, dude. Do you honestly think at this stage they don't know what vehicles they're going to put in it at this stage right now, this year?
Oh, they know, but they could just be working on like certain aspects of it, like maybe certain things are bugging out. You know what I mean? And they gotta find.
I feel like they're holding out still, dude. When I read this,
yeah, they're definitely holding out. You know what I mean? Maybe they're just gonna drop like a banger of a release. You never know, right? You just gotta kind of wait and see how things play out. That's what I'm hoping for, man. I'm really hoping for a banger of a release, man. Like maybe they'll they'll just give us like, like I say, like maybe they'll just give us like an air vehicle. Like at the very minimum, we can get a hot air balloon. We should be able to do that
Yeah,
easy enough.
yeah, yeah.
But if they give us that, I think they have to give us parachutes at the same time, right? Like that way we can get into these big crazy compounds
Yeah.
and
yeah.
not have to waste a bunch of boom like to Steven scope a place out. You know what I mean?
I wonder how much work it is for them to individually add the vehicles to the console version of the game. How hard do you think it is for them to add these vehicles individually? And do you think they're under pressure now that they've seen everyone's expectations of, oh, well, I hope they just give us everything that... Do you think, like... Because what I'm hoping is...
Well, I find like it's kind of like a fault of their own. Like when you have like so much, like in a sense, like when you have so much silence. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It can
People just
like
start...
brew. It can brew like friggin' some like anticipation and you know what I mean and for things, right? Like it gives a long time for people to think, and then there's no word, and then it just sparks more conversation, for people to have about things, right? Like I wonder if we're gonna get this. Like you just keep having conversations over and over again with it, right? And it is kind of getting frustrating because you just get really anxious for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just want it to come out at this point. Like I just can't wait to see, like, because the clips do look good that they have been showing us, right?
Yeah.
Graphic wise, like I just love to, like I say, I just love to see like a full on like, maybe like a little like PvP clip or them running through like a monument of some sort, right?
Well, that's
Jumping
coming,
around.
dude. That's coming.
Yeah, it's coming up.
I don't know. We have to question everything. We have to be critics.
Yeah, exactly.
We're on the side
Exactly.
of 011, of course.
Yeah.
We love the game. We're advocates
Yeah,
of the game.
absolutely. Yeah.
But we need to be fair and just be critics and be like, well, what's on the scale of fairness here for all sides? The developers.
exactly.
Because the developers probably are under a lot of pressure now to try and add these vehicles that people are probably hoping for.
Yeah.
They're probably like, well, can we really do this if we got the time to do this before? Sorry, I say this, but before GTA 6 comes out, right?
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah,
if that's in
exactly.
their minds. I don't know if that's in their
Yeah.
minds, but
Oh,
a lot of comments are, dude. A lot of comments are mentioning it.
It'd be 100%. Like if you're planning on releasing, a game, right? Within like the same year of like another like
The biggest
of another
game ever.
of like one of yeah, exactly, of like one of
It's
the
like-
biggest games ever, right?
Yeah.
Then you know what I mean. You're gonna have to have some worry there because you're gonna want to get those sales when you drop the game.
Yeah,
right?
you're not going to want people's
You know what
attention to be 100% on that so much that they don't even know that Rust console's dropping a new gen.
Exactly. You're gonna want revenue coming in like when you release it. Right?
Yeah.
In my opinion, they 100% want. They're gonna want to make the game sales from new people buying the game. They want to make like all the coin sales, man, from people buying skins. They want to do all that stuff. Right?
Yeah, well, they need to make their money back somehow, right?
And
I feel
100% because
yeah.
it's a lot of money. I couldn't tell you exactly how much. Obviously, I have no.
This guy was complaining in the comments.
It's not cheap to develop a game. You know what
I don't
mean?
like to
It's
give
not
names, and I won't give names, but this guy was complaining in the comments. I'm not even going to say what he was saying, right? But he was complaining, right? And I just like so many people like jumped on him and were like, "Why are you complaining? Like, you're literally getting like the new gen version of the game like for free if you've already got Rust console. You don't have to pay for this. So why are you complaining? And like, can you not see they didn't have to do this? They did it like 011. They didn't have to make a new gen version, right? They did not have to do this, and they also didn't have to give us it for free. So we should be grateful, dude.
Yeah, we should be grateful for sure.
And I am grateful.
I really appreciate that, man. We're just gonna be able to play it on release, and we're not gonna worry about. We just gotta worry about downloading it, right? Updating it, rather.
It's brilliant.
You know what I mean? Which is awesome.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering. I have a big feeling too. There's gonna be like a 6 skin drop too. When they drop it, I think they're gonna. And I'm hoping they switch up the way they operate the store a little bit. Like maybe like give us some selection. Like you know what I mean? Like maybe like something we can scroll through. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like maybe buy on the fly, right? Because they gave you 12 days to buy them anyways, right? I don't think it would hurt if they had like You know what I mean? Just something
Yeah,
to buy
yeah,
at will, like when you
yeah.
wanted to. Like that'd
Dude,
be
just
cool
those
too.
drones going over our head there. Just
Yeah, I
already,
know.
I'm
I've
just
seen
like,
this.
I
Wow,
can
just zipping
imagine it
by.
like helis. Like, oh,
Oh
dude.
yeah. Oh, it's gonna be cool. You'll be like
We're
running through
hoping for
outposts,
this,
and
and it might not
you're
even
probably gonna
happen.
see trolls like heli bombing people, friggin' that buy new helicopters. Like that's a thing too that people do with the minis.
We've got
They'll like,
these hopes, and it might not
yeah,
even happen, dude. It might just be better
yeah.
graphics and a bit smoother gameplay.
No, we definitely gotta get helis and stuff. Oh, that's cool.
What's
Buddy had
it?
the horse bucket. Buddy had the horse rearing up in the background.
Nice.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
okay, right, okay, Mega Mike. We're gonna end this podcast here, but thank you
All
for
right, man.
jumping on and giving it. We're just gonna end. We're gonna do roughly 10 minutes. It's at 10 minutes now, so
Yes, sir.
we feel we're just gonna keep it a little bit shorter for y'all. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, all the best. All the best again. Oh my goodness, why is that the thing that I need to?
Why is that the thing now? Eh?
That's my
All the best, everyone.
thing. Like I said it to someone earlier in the elevator. I went all the best.
Did
I was
ya?
like, oh no, why did I say all the best again? What's wrong with me? Why is this the all the best curse?
Why is this becoming a thing? Yeah.
Right, dude. I'll speak to you
Yes,
soon.
sir. All right, brother.
All the best.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more Rust console content.